Power Rangers Cosmic Fury will be released on September 29th and will celebrate the 30th anniversary of the franchise with 10 episodes on Netflix. I'm Lou with Generation S, and let's go over 5 things in Cosmic Fury we want to see. Number 5, Billy's redemption. It's been confirmed that Billy is returning to the series, and by all indications, it's going to focus mostly on his redemption and trying to get Zordon back. I believe he's going to have a mentor-type role, similar to what Tommy Oliver had in Dino Thunder, but it's mostly going to be about him trying to get Zordon back. He tried to do it in Once and Always. It didn't work out. That's how we got Robo Rita. So we're hoping this does happen. Whatever Billy needs to get that closure about Zordon, we want to see that from Billy. Plus, we want to see him morph, too. All right, that counts as like 2 things. But we want to see Billy get his redemption first and foremost. Number 4, the Zenith Ranger becomes a Morphin Master. So the last time we saw the Zenith Ranger, he was resurrected by the Morphin Masters as the Ghost Ranger after sacrificing himself to save his team and the world in the 2nd season finale of Dino Fury. Now he's back as the Zenith Ranger, even more powerful than ever, and he has one of the staffs from the Morphin Masters. So will he become a Morphin Master? Will he become something greater? Something a little bit less? I think it would be a good closure to the series if indeed Hasbro is going to reboot it after the 30th season to see somebody being anointed a Morphin Master on the screen. Number 3, Jason, the original Red Ranger, makes an appearance. I know this is a bit of a long shot, but it would be really nice if the original Red Ranger makes an appearance, even if it's just a quick cameo during Cosmic Fury. Austin St. John could not make an appearance in Once and Always due to travel restrictions because of an ongoing legal issue here in the United States. But since Billy is going to be in it, it would be really cool to see Jason, especially since we didn't get to see the character outside of the helmet in Once and Always. But it's a long shot, but I don't want it to be all about Jason. It should just be something quick, kind of make all the old fans smile, and then let's move on and still focus on the Cosmic Fury Rangers. Number 2, SPA helps the Cosmic Fury Rangers. One of the biggest disappointments in my eyes about Once and Always was Adam, Aisha, and SPA. They didn't get anywhere. They didn't do anything. It was just 2 characters in a suit, and we wish we could help, but we're not going to be there in time. SPA is the precursor to SPD, which is supposed to take place in 2025. It would be really interesting if they actually give some substance to SPA. Maybe they do assist the Cosmic Fury Rangers. Maybe those Rangers go into SPA. Maybe Billy helps them. Something, anything. They're in space. SPD being in 2025, I feel like it kind of writes itself, but we'll see. Again, don't want it to overtake the show. Just like I said about Jason, I think it would be something nice to close the chapter of current incarnation of Power Rangers. Before we get to number 1, how about an honorable mention? The Dark Ranger. How about he gets a solid backstory? It's an interesting character we don't know much about. We're not counting the comics here, as always. Heckle first appeared in Super Dino Charge, and it was heavily speculated by the fans that Heckle would become a Ranger based on the Japanese counterpart. However, the Ranger form never appeared on the show, but it did appear on the Dino Charge Morpher toy, having the sound of an unknown Ranger called the Talon Ranger. So, hoping we get some backstory. It's a cool-looking Ranger. It's been confirmed, but let's iron out the backstory. And number 1, Zordon returns in a physical form and battles Lord Zedd. If this is indeed the final season of this incarnation of Power Rangers before Hasbro hits a very hard reboot button, how cool would it be if Billy, like I said in number 5, gets his redemption, brings Zordon back. Billy's technology is pretty fantastic. He's like the Tony Stark of the Power Rangers universe. How cool would it be if he can give Zordon a body, much like we've seen in the mobile video game? It's been speculated that this is going to happen. It could happen. It's in the comics also. So the groundwork, the blueprint is there for Zordon to be able to fight, be able to have a physical presence. So I think that would be great. It would be really cool if he's the final piece that the Rangers, plus Billy, maybe the Dark Ranger too, if Zordon's the final piece that's needed to finally defeat Lord Zedd. And that's another thing. I feel like the fight needs to be big. As big as it can be on Power Rangers. The legendary battle, it fell flat. I haven't met anybody, either online, in person, at a convention, say, oh yeah, that legendary battle 10 years ago, that was great. It was terrible. Nobody liked it. The same thing with the reunion show in Ninja Steel when Tommy had his Master Morpher. That was great, but The fight fell flat. It was all about Tommy and the Falcon Zord. It just didn't have that big feel. This, I feel like, needs to have that final closure, be the definitive ending for Power Rangers 30 years. And on a personal note, I have a prediction. I think this is the first time we're going to see Lord Zedd underneath his armor, so to speak, his faceplate armor. If you're a Star Wars fan and you've watched Star Wars Rebels, and if you've watched the Obi-Wan series, you've noticed not once but twice Star Wars has rehashed Darth Vader getting hit in the face with a lightsaber, and part of his mask falls off, and you can see part of the face of Anakin Skywalker. It seems like a popular trend, especially if Star Wars is doing it twice. I would not be surprised if we see that in Power Rangers in the final battle, because people have always speculated, what does Lord Zedd look like underneath that armor? It's always been about him touching the Zeo Crystal, and he had human skin, and he lost it, all that good stuff. The stuff of nightmares, like Freddy Krueger. But how cool would it be to you finally see that armor crack, and you get to see what is underneath that faceplate, that armor. Get a glimpse of Lord Zedd. But we'll see. We will see what is in store for the 30th anniversary season. 30 years. Boy, do I feel old. But it should be fun. I don't want it to be all about the old Rangers, even though most of these wish list listings were about the old Rangers, but it's closure. After 30 years, we want to close the book on these old Rangers and hope for a brighter future with Power Rangers. Should be fun, should be exciting. Let me know what you want to see in the comments below, and what you also want to see in future episodes of anything pop culture related about growing up in the 90s and 2000s here on Generation S.